relationship.
Oh,
Very touching.
This is my man here.
It's my boy.
And you only had 4 weeks here to shoot it, so
For
did you
real.
have time beforehand to kind of get to know each other?
We did.
We did.
We hung out for a bit
at the hotel at the Ace Hotel downtown the first day. I remember you had a meeting.
I did.
We had a meeting after we had linked up together, and we ended. I mean, it was supposed to be something that lasted like we were supposed to be there for like an
together
hour,
all day.
We were
we went to Toon's spot. We went to Cartoon's place. We were all over, and then, you know, man, it's like his story, my story. It's like, you know, when you come into this business and you don't just immediately get like tapped when it's not like, oh, you're this, you know, oh, you're the next big thing. Here you go, and then they put you in 800 giant movies. They fail, and then everybody's like, oh, where'd that person go? And it's like they never had, like, we came through the ranks from the beginning. All the way up. I was an extra, you know what I mean, on Sex and the City. I was like waiter number 78 in the back to get my like SAG card. And then I was like, I played every criminal across the table. It was like, if they're going to put a criminal on a television show as a guest star, it was me. And then, you know, you come through, and it was like, that's kind of how, and now I see him or what he has going on with Planet of the Apes and, you know, and everything else. It's like, you know, when you do that, you become a blue-collar actor who learns how to do things like this, who learns how to treat people, who has a certain way about them and doesn't take this all for granted. So the one thing that we have in our commonality was we don't take anything for granted. I think that's what makes this movie so special.
Right. You guys, Esteban and Mr. Cartoon, they lend so much credibility to this project.
Oh, yeah.
Excuse me, I was wondering how much them being on board weighed in on your decision to come on this.
Authenticity is the key of life right now. We as a society have seen through all the bullshit. Mm-hmm. We only want real right now.
Right.
We can smell fake a million miles away. So when you get Esteban and Toon, who literally represent lowriding and LA in a way that they are. Like if there's a billboard of LA, come to LA, them two should be on it with, you know, a few other things. They are LA.
Right.
Especially, you know, East LA and especially the lowriding community. So when they were on, it was like, oh.
Yeah.
We're not faking the funk here. Right. This is for real.
It was super important to have them on board, you know, because again, doing research is one thing, and you know, going all the way out with that is but when you got the guys who live this, who are this, who created this, and you know, involved in it heavily, and they were involved in it heavily, you know. So, heavily. It was great. It was great to have them on board.
Esteban told me a line. He said, "You know, you don't own a lowrider. You are a lowrider.
Yeah,
it's part of you. It's your blood. You know, it's everything. It's heritage. It's legacy. It's all this. So, it's family.
Yeah."
And I think that's what him and I were just talking about on the walk here. Is like, you know, don't get it twisted. When people see this movie, if you got to think we're in LA. We have a different perspective of kind of we know a little about this culture. We know a little bit about what this is. But outside of this, you could look at this and be like, oh, it's just going to be this gangbanging, you know, type of film. Right. And then all of a sudden they're going to go in and go, that was not what I was expecting.
Right.
Same like 8 Mile. Same like even back in the day, like Saturday Night Fever and stuff like that, where you go in and you learn something different about a subculture. Mm-hmm. Same what happened with Sons of Anarchy. It's like people, oh, it's going to be about outlaw motorcycles. Absolutely not. It's about family. And I think that's the trick here. Yeah. So we're excited for the fans to see it.
Yeah.
With a 4-week shoot schedule and things being so tense, and Ricardo himself admittedly being an outsider to a certain degree to this, how was your relationship with her? And he says they had 3 cameras, a lot of it was handheld. Mm-hmm. So I want to know, how that dynamic went about the actor and director.
It was great. I mean, Ricardo, he was, he was very passionate about the project. I got involved in it early, or maybe a little bit after Theo did, but I went through the process with him.
I was waiting on you.
Yeah, he was waiting on me to.
I was involved in the project, but they were deciding between these 2 kids, and there was one who looked like me and one who didn't. So I was like, they wouldn't tell me who it was, and I was like, this kid better get this role.
He was rooting for me, but he hadn't met me yet.
I hadn't met him yet, but I was championing him in my mind. The energy was coming from New York. I was like, please let this dude get the role. So
no, but it was great. I mean, Ricardo's amazing to work with, and he's a very cool, calm, relaxed director. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, it was a fast shoot. So we had,
storyboarded up. Yeah. He had every scene, like, drawn out, storyboarded.
All the way through. So anytime we were, you know, if we were to ever encounter stuff on set, you know, bumps on the road or whatever, he you know, we were already ready to we had the solution for it, you know. So it was, you know, he's a great director, and he's an artist himself.
That's
you know,
what you
Ricardo's
want.
an artist himself. So, you know, in the film, you can see a lot of that, a lot of his artistic eye is
And
all over
Andres,
the movie.
and Andres
And
is the
Andres
way that-
Sanchez, his RDP in the film. I mean, they're amazing filmmakers. So.
And they kept it fluid. They kept it
Yeah.
moving. And when you get somebody like Ricardo, he's so calm. And why you want to work with someone like Ricardo is because he has the same passion of someone going in. It's not just manufactured. Like, hey, you know, okay, so we're going to do this. It's like he's so excited. And you want a director who's as excited as the people who are doing it. And we knew that this was a short film on a very minimal budget, that we were telling a story, that we were doing something that really technically hasn't been done. You know, and we were going to try to do something and put a story out there that nobody has done before. So, you know, not a lot of people had a lot of trust in that. So we had the trust in it, the core unit. And Ricardo was just as excited as we were. So we were hyped, you know, going in.
Yeah, talk to me about your character. I like that there's a dark side,
Mhm.
there's a sweet side to him. That was your interpretation. And I see that your tattoos are ready.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like who knows what's happening. You know, I was after I had, you know, this story. I chase characters, and I chased Francisco from the beginning because I needed for me to exercise certain demons. Like my father was gone when I was young. I had, you know, like Francisco, I had a backpack full of resentments, you know, and I had really never got a chance to exercise that. When I went to do it, you know, in my own personal life, you know, I'd found out my father had passed, and I was like, never got the chance to really use all that. So when I saw this script and I found out that Demian was playing Miguel, who I just think is like truly, and I know people say it, and I've worked with some amazing actors, but Demian is like, I mean, he's everything you want in a dance partner. He's everything you want in an actor, and he's everything you want across from you, especially playing your father. So I got, okay, I'm going to sign up for this, and we're going to do this, and I'm going to be able to use some of my own life in it and exercise some stuff. And then during the film, while I'm filming it, my wife was pregnant in New York. I leave because she's going to have the baby. I leave for 5 days. We didn't know what we were having, and I find out I'm having a son. And it was like my whole world came full circle. Everything that I wanted, everything that all the bad had met all the good. And I think that all factored into the performance and what I was doing, you know, and the choices that I made. So it was all there, and it was everything that I needed to do. You know, I've been very fortunate enough to play characters that have kind of always had these hard, massive exteriors of just rebellion, and at the same time they're just kind of just needed something inside. They need acceptance. They need their father to say, I love you, brother. Like, it's okay. You just want that. And I think for someone who's done, I know a lot of people in my family who have, you know, gone away, and, you know, especially for a longer period of time, like 8 years, the world moves, your world stops. So all that's building up in there is this, and he comes out and doesn't want that for him. He wants Danny to not go through what he went through, not to feel that pain. He wants to protect him. So there's nobility behind what he's doing. It's just coming in a very different action. So I got, you know, super fortunate to play a role that has all those elements, and I'm excited to see what people think about it.
And you were able to kind of fix some.
For sure. Yeah. I mean, for me, acting is therapy. You know, I mean, it's why I have to do it. It's not like, I mean, even if I have to act. Yeah. It's not like I can't not. I have multiple other businesses. I'm a father first and foremost. You know, I live a small life in New York City. You know, but I have to act because it's for a way for me to exercise a lot of things that I've gone through in my life. And I think we all have certain things, whether it be running or, you know, relationships or, you know, hobbies or whatever. For me, mine is acting. Mine is relationships.
You mentioned Damian, and the director said that he was such a pro, and he mentioned the dinner scene where he kept eating the chicken even though he was off camera, and how he helped some of the younger actors, I don't know that included you. What was it like working with him?
I mean, man, with Damien, he's just special. That's a special performer, you know. again, that scene specifically, it's a funny scene because, he's devouring this chicken, and it was crazy because even just watching him
Is
eat
it this opening scene where they're asking about ghosts? And
yeah,
he's getting frustrated. Yeah.
So he's eating this chicken. I mean, as silly and as fun it sounds, but he's just so committed. You know what I'm saying? He's just so committed and so fully invested in what's happening at that very moment, right then and there. And he's having dinner and he's eating. We're talking about ghosts, and and then again we'll turn around and he's still there. He's still doing. And again he's working with him, because working with him was very important for me because he's a big time actor, and Oscar nominated. So learning from him and all the little little tricks and little things that he does, just like that, being fully committed all the way through, was it's just so easy to jump into his world and into the energy that he's creating and the thing that's happening in the scene with him, because you gravitate towards it. You know what I'm saying? So it was never a sense of intimidation or, it was just, he was so welcoming, you know what I mean? Welcoming and very father figurely in the film with us and working with us. So, it was great. It was fun, man. We had a lot of fun working with him. So it was fun. It was great.
Yeah.
Gabriel, you were like really, really wonderful in this role.
Thank you.
Especially as a struggling artist.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So were you out and about checking out the galleries and places like that, talking to other artists?
I mean, I wish we had a little more time to do that, but no, I mean, I kind of had. I grew up, I had a little thing for art, drawing, and things like that when I was younger. When I was a kid, I used to draw. I was big on drawing superheroes. Like I used to create my own superheroes. I used to draw. I was big on ninjas. I would draw ninjas and like.
Ninjas are cool.
Yeah, and
still
knights
cool.
and things like that. So I kind of had my own, art, thing into it. But and I had a lot of friends in high school that were graffiti artists. They do the murals, they do all that stuff, and it's a hard thing to do. That's not easy to do. Those are very, very intricate, very detailed. They call them bombers.
Yeah.
They call them bombs. So, and I remember in high school, one of my buddies. He was like in a little small crew, and they would go out, at the LA River where all that graffiti stuff is at. And I remember I was so in awe by because one time we took off after school and we're like, yo, we're going to go catch a bomb. I was like, all right, what is that? I'm down. I just got out of basketball practice. I'm
Say that
down.
in New York, they arrest you.
Right?
Yeah.
So we go and, and then just seeing him, that moment, that was Danny. I saw Danny, you know what I'm saying? So I grabbed that experience from one of my boys, and then brought that into Danny's character. So, but yeah, I wish I would have had a little more time to kind of hang out with, but it was great overall. I mean, it was still, yeah. So
I want to know who kept the car with Supergirl painted on the hood.
Somebody got that. That was a real deal. Lolo and somebody, that was a decal mural over it.
Yeah.
So the question is, where's the decal mural?
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm still waiting for that Lowrider rap gift. Honestly, like,
I know on the end of Suns they gave us our motorcycles. I was like, are they going to give us a car here? And they're like, nah, I don't think. Let's see if it's successful.
We're
at
not
all.
gonna get
Maybe.
that, yeah.
Get people to see the movie. Maybe we'll get a car.
Right. Go watch the movie.
Yeah, for real.
So you worked with Supergirl before she was Supergirl.
Yeah.
Right.
She had found out like during the filming.
Right. That's right. Yeah.
All of a sudden, there was like nobody cared when we were filming, and then there was like 50 paparazzis outside, and I was like,
yeah.
Man, that should have became.
Right.
Yeah, for real. There was like all these people watching.
It was crazy. It was a little crazy.
So both of you, what do you take from the energy from Eva Longoria and from shooting this movie as a whole? What is it that you learned specifically of the year?
I mean, I think, for me, it was just sponging as much as I could from these amazing performers. Eva's presence, her who she is, what she represents, again, Damien's accomplishments and what he's done in this industry, and he's an amazing performer. And with Theo, just hitting it off the top with him and being so him basically, just like Damien, just always being fully 110% committed to the scene. So it was great to be able to experience that and working with these amazing performers.
Now, when we talked about this, fellow press and I wanted to ask you, can you say a few words about this film's depiction of Los Angeles, as, you know, because it's not La La Land Los Angeles, it's the real Los Angeles, you know?
It's the real Los Angeles.
Yeah,
Ain't nobody singing on highways.
Yeah. What are your thoughts about that?
That's right. Get in the car. We gotta go. We've been sitting here for 2 hours. Thank you very much. Yeah, and all my dogs, Compton, the Valley, they're all from here. When I found everyone, you know. Listen, when you get the thing is, and I'll take this away. And this was the thing. It's like blue collar actors. When you work with people who have not been given everything. You know what I mean? Who just throughout your career, I've been fortunate enough to be with the peoples, you know, the Jimmy Smiths, the Emilio Riveras, the Mahershala Ali's, the Alfred Woodards. These are people who we've worked from the beginning up. There's no stars here; they become stars. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And when you work around that caliber of people like Demian, people like Eva, you know, Tony, Yvette, mm-hmm. all the people, Brian Rubio. It's like you get people that are just so happy to be there. We understand the importance of this. We understand how cool this is. Right. We understand that we're living our dreams, that we're getting to do this, and that we're getting to show people that anybody can do this. Mm-hmm. If you work hard enough and you do your thing, and that this isn't, it's not a dream. And like you said about the real LA, I mean, when you get to do that, you know, I'm lucky enough to be born and raised in New York City, and I also lived here for a long time. New York City has had the pleasure of being shown in many, many films. All different areas. You know, we do it on Luke Cage with Harlem right now and all that. It's like to see this, the real LA, what I'm so excited for is that people get to see it because they never know, they don't know about it. Right. The people who live here, we take it for granted. Mm-hmm. We know about it. It's like I live on Staten Island. I take for granted that the Wu-Tang's from there, and I grew up when they were selling stuff out of the back of their car, and I was buying the tapes, you know, for $1, and now like everybody's like the Wu-Tang, and I'm like, yeah, we grew up a block away. It's like I take that for granted, and they're this, you know, whatever. So I think that with Lowriders and with this film, we get to expose it, you know, to a whole wider audience. So that's why we're so excited for people to get there and learn something when you're there.
Yeah.